Welcome back to L.E.A.D IT Services. You join us over at Meet 2026 here in Derby, and I've been joined by the man behind the entire event, founder and director of IT for L.E.A.D IT, Lee Jepson. Lee, thank you for joining us, one of the busiest people at the show today. What's it all about? Why are we here, and why are so many people finding this such a popular event to join this year?
I think the reason for the show being so popular is because we've got lots of different schools together and different professionals together, and teaching and learning is a priority at the moment, with education and ed tech being embedded within that. So I think it's a priority to keep having more and more schools come together in a larger quantity in a space where they can speak to the suppliers that bring those technologies to life in that classroom.
So a lot of people I've spoken to about the event today and talked about the MATs in the education sector. It can be lonely at the top. And when you are leading a MAT, when you are leading a school, it can actually be a very lonely place, and there is no one to look sideways to have that conversation. And a networking event and a problem sharing event like this really works, particularly in a face-to-face environment.
Yeah, I think it's for some of the CEOs that we've seen today, that they like the fact that they can speak to each other, but also speak to the teaching staff that are part of their trust.
So there's so many talks going on. You've got keynote speakers, you've got interactive sessions, you've got exhibitors, we've got teachers, we've even got the kids in today. Tell us about some of the exciting things that you're joining in, and what you're really liking about this year's event.
I think my favourite part is the students being involved. I think having the students, we had someone singing earlier on the keyboard and actually wrote a song for us. We've got some of the students talking about how their lessons are, what's important to them, how their day-to-day works. And then we've got some students later on talking about how an application called Magma Maths has supported their maths and their learning at Key Stage 1, Key Stage 2. And I think getting them to talk about how it's supporting them is the priority.
So let's talk about the link between L.E.A.D IT and the Meet event. It is a L.E.A.D IT event, but why is an IT provider doing an event like this?
I just think it's important to be something out of the ordinary. We're not just a boots on the ground, dropping kit off and walking away from it. It's about adding that added value, getting the equipment in front of the teachers and showing them how to use them, and how it's more embedded. They feel comfortable, because in most cases teachers are usually the last to learn something the students know before them.
And as an ed tech show, there's probably no one more technical under this roof than you, Lee. Let's talk about technology in education right now. What trends are there? What exciting things are coming? And let's talk about the threats as well.
Yeah, I think the biggest movement and shift at the moment in EdTech is around, from a technology point of view, moving to the cloud, removing the on-prem servers, having that more flexible way of working for staff and for students as well. Removing that reliance on on-prem means that resilience is there around the infrastructure and the accessibility for students as well from home. And then we can make sure that they're all more cyber aware, that security is in place, it's a single login solution. Those are kind of things come hand in hand as part of that cloud migration. That's something that we've been focusing on for the last few years.
And we talked to a lot of MATs about their ICT. When they're looking at providers, what questions should they be asking?
I think it's what's the added value. You know, what else do you get as part of this service? It's okay that you're making sure that things are working, laptops, desktops, and all that first fix stuff, iPads. But how do you enrich my curriculum? What systems have you got in place? Have you got VR headsets, 3D printing? Can you bring some support in from an EdTech innovator to show them how to use those applications and embed them into their curriculum? And that's kind of something that we'd love to do.
Another amazing show, Lee. There's going to be an even bigger and better one, I expect, next year.
I hope so.
Well done on a great show. If you want to find out more about L.E.A.D IT, join us at leaditservices.co.uk.